Hi there, I'm Mrs Murphy. I'm the deputy for S6, but I also make the school timetable, so I have the job of ensuring that pupils in S4 have a suitable set of options to carry on into S5. I'll take you through how that process will work for young people. So this year, in the absence of national exams, SQA are operating an evidence-based alternative certification model. We have, from the beginning of the year, been collecting evidence about each pupil's level of attainment through things like timed essays, topic assessments, check tests, topic tests, and in some cases, a formal exam. This process will continue when pupils return to school. Evidence will be continued to be collected on until June this year, and it will be used to ensure that pupils are being presented at the correct level, whether that be National 3, National 4 or National 5. Faculty heads, where necessary, will be in discussion with you about pupils' levels. Assessment evidence will be moderated by the local authority and SQA, and SQA will make the final decision on awards in August as usual. In the meantime, pupils will be working with a PSC teacher to choose their options to move on into S5. As in previous years, the options process will concentrate on careers, it will concentrate on skills development. Class teachers will furnish pupil support managers with the details of how pupils are progressing in each subject to allow pupils to make an informed choice about the best subjects to carry on into S5. In S5, pupils will move from studying 7 subjects to studying 5 subjects. To support pupils making their options choices, we have 2 careers advisors associated with the school, Kim Chanley and Maureen McMullen. They work for Skills Development Scotland, but support young pupils in school making their options choices. Although pupils are working remotely, they will still have access to the careers advisors through Google Classrooms and through their pupil support teacher. Skills Development Scotland can be contacted directly for any questions that you might have through their website or through the helpline telephone number, which you can see there. Some pupils might decide that they are not coming back into S5 as S5 begins post-compulsory education. In other words, pupils do not have to be at school for S5. Pupils whose birthday, their 16th birthday, falls between the 1st of March and the end of September, the 30th of September, can leave school in June 2021 and do not have to return to school for a 5th year. However, any pupil whose birthday falls between the 1st of October and the 28th of February is not eligible to leave school until Christmas and would need to return to school for one term from August until December. In the meantime, we need to make sure that both you and the young people are as informed as possible in making the right choices for their options. So to support that, in October, pupils were given a monitoring report which detailed where they were with their learning in each subject at that particular time. The consultation evening, which was due to take place in November, had obviously a slightly different format this year in that parents would have received telephone calls from staff when there was an issue with a particular pupil's learning. Some subjects were able to have their formal exam in December. Other subjects will have that formal exam when the schools reopen. Options information has been produced and put onto the Pupil Support Google Drive in February, which pupils will have access to. A full report will be issued to parents at the start of February. Options interviews will take place around mid-February. New timetable generally starts at the beginning of June. This year, obviously, that will be pushed back and it will be later in June, where pupils will follow their provisional options. SQA results will be issued in August, and the finalised options will take place. Our options will be finalised after SQA results. The reason the options aren't finalised until after SQA results are released is that maybe a young person doesn't get the grade that they want in a particular subject and decides to change their mind and follow a different course of options. So that is open to young people to change their options after results are issued in August. And moving on into S5, we want pupils to progress and to build on prior knowledge and skills just as they did when they moved from S3 into S4, where they continued with 7 out of the 8 subjects they'd chosen in S3. In S5, pupils will carry forward 5 subjects, 5 of the 7 subjects that they're currently studying, into S5. Picking of new subjects at this time would be discouraged, although it may be acceptable to pick a related subject to something that they have studied. Sometimes things like constraints of exam results, class sizes, viability of classes might have an impact on the course of options that a pupil has. So at the end of S4, your son or daughter will have 7 qualifications at National 3, National 4 or National 5, or a combination of those levels. Ideally, they should choose 5 of those subjects to progress into S5. If a child has attained National 3 at the end of 4th year, then they would progress into a National 4 course. If they've attained National 4, then into a National 5 course, or possibly a National 4 or 5 in a related subject area. Attainment at National 5 level would lead into higher course or a National 5 in a related subject area. So if a pupil attains a C pass at National 5 in S4, will they find higher in S5 too challenging? Well, that depends on the individual subject and the different elements that make up that subject, how they performed in the different elements and the emphasis of these elements in higher. For example, if a subject has a large practical element, then a pupil might be better at the practical work than the written work, and the faculty head or subject specialists will advise if they will manage to progress with a C at National 5. So the actual process then, the provisional options forum should be issued the week beginning the 5th of February. That will be via online on the Google Drive, the Pupil Support Google Drive. The options booklet will again be available for pupils on the Google Drive, and it will also be available on the school website. What needs to happen is a discussion at home, taking heed of the reports that you've been issued with, the report in October, the full report in February, and pupils then select their 5 subjects, and that's 1 subject in each of the columns A to E. Once they've made that choice, they will have a discussion about that choice with their pupil support manager at the the options interview. The provisional timetable would normally begin at the start of June. We think it may be towards the end of June, or it could possibly be in August. SQA results will be issued early in August, and any changes that have to be made in the light of SQA exams, career aspirations, class sizes will be made prior to the pupils returning in August. We generally have a couple of days after the exam results are issued where pupils can come in and have a discussion about their options if they need to change them in light of the SQA exams. This is what the options forum looks like. This is the part that the pupils will fill in online, where we have column A, column B, C, D and E. Pupils moving into S5 from S4 must choose English and then any other 4 subjects. These are the subjects that they can choose in each column. Column A, column B, column C, D and E, where we've got maths at advanced higher level, and then that continues on at National 5 level. So the subjects are all there in the different columns for pupils to choose. A choice that's available for pupils in S5 is to carry out a foundation apprenticeship. A foundation apprenticeship would take place via college. Pupils would generally be out of school on Tuesday and Thursday afternoons to take up their foundation apprenticeship at college. The foundation apprenticeships are on offer this year. You can see detailed here at the bottom: accountancy, business skills, children and young people, civil engineering, engineering systems, mechanical engineering, digital and creative media, financial services, health and food science, ICT hardware, ICT software, social services and healthcare, scientific technologies. These are 2-year courses, so to complete the foundation apprenticeship, a pupil would have to be staying on at school for both S5 and S6. The link below takes you to the My Brighter Future brochure, where there are specific details for each foundation apprenticeship course on offer, and that also details where the foundation apprenticeship takes place. Some of the foundation apprenticeships take place at South Lanarkshire College and some are in Glasgow. Foundation apprenticeships can be used as entry to university. Here we've got the list of different universities, and the star here denotes universities that offer enhanced recognition if applying for a degree course in the same area. For example, if somebody had taken a foundation apprenticeship in accountancy and they were applying for an accounts course, then that would be recognised as an entry qualification into that subject area. In S5, there's a significant increase in the workload. Generally, each subject that pupils are studying has an assignment that's associated with it, and each subject will also have an external exam. The demands on pupils, particularly if they are doing hires, are significantly increased from S4, and pupils need to realise that. Not all pupils succeed in S5, and these are just some of the reasons that pupils might not be successful in some of their subject areas. So it's very important to recognise that there is a jump from National 4, from S4 to S5 in the workload, and an increased amount of time needs to be spent on home study. We obviously want to see learners being successful, and we have got systems in place to support learners throughout their time in S5. So we've got a range of subjects to suit all pupils and all needs. We are continually refreshing and updating our options offered to pupils. This year we have introduced an introduction to engineering course in S5, as well as musical theatre. So there's a good range of courses there to suit all pupils. We also offer supported study. That might take place at lunchtime, or it might be after school classes. Most subject areas have got revision websites with lots of revision ideas detailed on them. There's a resource called Scholar, which pupils will have access to. Sometimes pupils have access to that during S4. It's produced by Heriot-Watt University, and it supports most higher subjects that are offered at the school, so it's an additional resource that pupils can use. So Lots of supports for pupils. If there is any issue with pupils and their learning during S5, then we would probably seek to have a family conference so that the pupil, yourselves and us can sit down to look at together how we can support pupils going forward. I hope you found this of some use. If you have any other questions, please don't hesitate to contact either myself, Mrs Murphy, or your pupils, your young person's pupil support manager. Thank you.